Welcome back, everyone. Time to check some headlines for you now. President Obama sitting down at the White House right now with the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Two leaders meeting for the first time today, and tensions with our ally over drone strikes and Pakistan's alleged support of the Taliban. A Minnesota court now deciding if police need search warrants before making drivers take a DUI test. As it stands right now, anyone suspected of drunken driving can be charged with a crime if they refuse that test. A movie premiere in Rio turning violent after police clash with a group of striking teachers protesting nearby. It comes amid security concerns ahead, of course, of Brazil hosting next year's World Cup tournament. Well, we've heard President Obama was hoping to bounce back from the government shutdown with a new push now for immigration reform. The president said he would take that up immediately, but his agenda is getting bogged down by the healthcare website disaster. So even if the website did work, bad blood from the budget battle may have doomed any immigration overhaul. My next guest says flat out, immigration reform, dead on arrival. Congressman Raul Labrador is a Republican from Idaho, and my guest. Good to see you, Congressman.
Good to be on your show, Gretchen.
So people are going to be surprised at your point of view now, because you have had a bipartisan approach to this. You believed at one point that we should be talking immigration reform in this country, but now, based on President Obama's behavior, what's your message to him?
My message is that he was unwilling to come to the negotiating table. We sent him 14 different bills. He said that he would veto every one of them during the government shutdown. Most of them would have opened the government, if not fully, it would have opened the government partially. And he was unwilling to negotiate on that. What he wanted to do was just completely destroy the Republican Party. He wanted to completely just gut the Republican Party from any of its core principles. Now he's saying that he wants to pivot to immigration reform and tax increases. Harry Reid said last week, over the weekend, that the only way they're going to do any kind of entitlement reform is if we increase taxes. And he also said, and this is Harry Reid again, said that the only way he would accept any immigration reform is if we give a complete pathway to citizenship, or in other words, if we have to accept a Senate bill. But
so here's the thing. I understand if you're a Republican, you feel like you may have got burned by this whole budget battle. But the bottom line is that a lot of political analysts believe that it's important for Republicans to try to tackle the immigration issue. Do you believe that?
Absolutely, and we're going to continue to tackle the immigration issue. I'm writing legislation right now that deals with low-skill immigration. I'm working on legislation that will deal with all the aspects of immigration reform. The question is going to be whether we're going to be able to actually have willing negotiators on the other side. If the president's going to take the position, which he has taken in all these battles, that it's his way or the highway, then there's no reason for us to actually negotiate with him on these issues.
And the interesting thing,
but we do need to do immigration reform.
The interesting thing is some people feel like that was his attitude with regard to Republicans who shut down the government because they wanted a one-year delay for Obamacare. How ironic or hypocritical do you think it is now that the president's spokesperson is actually starting to talk possibly about delaying Obamacare? Exactly why the Republicans shut down the government in the first place.
It's the most amazing thing that I have seen. We warned the American people that this thing was not going to work. And we need to be careful. We don't need to make a huge deal out of the website issues, because they can fix those things. The problem with Obamacare is not the website. The problem with Obamacare is that the law is flawed, that the law is going to be bad for the American people. People are receiving actually health insurance costs that are doubling. They're also being kicked off of their health insurance. That's what we need to be talking about. That's what we needed to delay this for a year. I think they're going to end up doing it anyway, but they ended up shutting down the government, and they're actually going to do what we were asking to do.
That'll be amazing if that actually happens. Congressman, thanks much for your time.
Thank you very much.